Welcome to the second part of our Isle of Lewis video. We're actually back on the mainland now and we've taken a few days out to sort the van out, get ourselves reset and get this video put together. We left you last time as we arrived at Shoreboast and we had a visit arranged at the Tweed Hebrides factory, and that's where we're going to begin this video. There's a lot of noise in the factory, so there is no talking, but we'll try and put some graphics up on the screen to explain what's going on. So stick around and I hope you enjoy this video. So we've had a really good couple of days down at Shoreboast. Diane's managed to get a couple of wild swims in the sea there. Obviously we had the mill tour, which was an absolute highlight. Finding Scotland's smallest fish and chip shop was fantastic and we were ready for that. Beautiful fish and chips, so check them out. But we've left this morning. We've just come a couple of miles down the road to a place that's signed up as a Norse mill and kiln. It does say it's closed, but I think we'll still be able to see some bits from the outside. So let's go and check that out. Okay, so we had a quick look at the Norse mill. There is some repairs going on, so it's not in all its glory, but we've also heard about a sea stack, an arch, which we want to go and find, and I think it's somewhere over these moorlands. It is a bit boggy, but
yeah, there isn't really a known path to it either, so we're sort of self-navigating ourselves.
Yeah, so that could be a bit of a drama, but let's see how we get on anyway. Medic! What happened?
This bogger.
It's what?
It's all these bogs.
Bogs?
Yeah.
You alright?
Oh yeah. Thank God it wasn't on the sheep poo bit. That was just yeah, you can't do a walk without slipping a bog.
Well, that was quite a good walk actually. It's really boggy, but well worth it. And those sea stacks at Arch was just something else. Anyway, I think we're just going to sort ourselves out. We've still got some wet gear from swimming this morning in there, and then we've probably got to go and find somewhere to get some bread because it's Sunday tomorrow, nothing's open, so we want to make sure we've got a few supplies. And I think we might be getting a bit low on water as well, so we'll see what we can do about that. Okay, so we're just driving along the road and we recognised a sign called Dalmore where somebody told us to go and check out a beach. And as we've come over the top, we can see these epic waves coming in and lots of photographers down there. So we're going to go and have a look.
You want to leave this place where we grew up, this old town, just put it all behind. Remember you and I would always find somewhere to hide when we were kids, so we could see and hear the water run. The river's gonna cry when you're gone. You miss the ones you know. I'll be here, hanging on, waiting for your call. Seems like time as a wave passing by.
The waves on Dalmore Beach were hugely impressive, and we've come down the coast a little bit now, and we're at the Garanin Black House Village, and we're going to go and have a look around there.
River's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. River's gonna cry when you're. River's gonna cry when you're. River's gonna cry when you're gone. Hey, I was hoping you would stay, but I've always known you would go and find your own way. I still see when we climbed up in those trees, 12 years old, to feel the wind and watch the river run. And the sun would always shine when we sat there, you and I. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. River's gonna cry when you're gone, gone, gone.
We've had a wander around the village. It's actually closed for the season, so you can't get into the museum to see how things are working. But from what I understand as well, some of the houses in the village are rented out as self-catering and also a hostel. But what a fantastic little place, and last inhabited in 1974. It's unbelievable, but great place to visit.
It's gonna cry, it's gonna cry. Hey, I heard you want to leave this place where we grew up, this old town, just leave it all behind. The river's gonna cry when you're gone.
So we've just pulled up to a place called Duncarlow Broch. It's like an ancient monument, an ancient building, so we're going to go and check it out.
These brochs were built as a dwelling place
place, I think, for the family of the area, and we'll show you a picture of how it looked, but it was sort of almost like a high-rise house, and down here would have been the livestock. But come with me on this. I am going to need to put my torch on to show you, because they were double skinned, so 2 layers of walls. But yeah, come and see this. And then just look behind you, and you can see these walkways were on sort of levels, different levels, and up above us. Oh, this is as far as we can go. That was great. That was the Broch at Carlaway. What was really good was to be able to get in and see in between these walls and to be able to move around it. It's probably something that you don't get in a lot of historic buildings. We found this quite a lot through the islands. Things that we've been to see are just as they were. They're not all commercialised. You can go in and see them. You can walk amongst them. Some of them don't even have signposts to them. And I think that's something that we have really, really liked about the islands as well. It's almost like you feel that you're one of the first to discover it. But we're going to head off now. There's a place that I've wanted to visit for a long time. So we're going to head off there. We've just arrived here at the Callanish Stones, and we thought we would time it with a bit of a sunset just to get the most out of them. And this is Instagram versus reality. We've got loads of photographers that are setting up, making it a little bit difficult for us to go in and photograph things as well. But we'll see what we can do. Come back up to the stones this morning. The weather's not so good, so I thought it would be a little bit quieter. I had a bit of a strange experience when we first came to the stones yesterday. Real feeling, spine tingling, goosebumps, but not in a bad way. But yeah, just felt a bit strange. When I left the circle, all seemed fine, and then when I came back into it again, the same sort of reaction. So I've just come up again today and I've got the same sort of thing, feel the goosebumps on the back of my neck, but again, not in a frightening way. I think this is a really special place. The wind is howling through it at the moment, and when it's coming through the stones it's making a little bit of a noise as well. So I'm just going to wander around on my own and yeah, just tune into this feeling really. If you know, you know.
So after we left Callanish Stones, we had a problem with the van. We had a really frustrating day, and it was one of the units, one of the kitchen cupboards was really playing up. It's sticking and everything, so we had to strip it out, and then what was started as a small job turned into about 4 hours. Really heavy rain as well, so we were all cramped in the van. It's just one of those realities. Things happen like that. You've got to try and do a fix on the road and things. We then drove across to Great Bernera. Lovely drive in over the old, well, there's 2 bridges now, onto the island, and we've come all the way down to Boster Beach.
Yeah, we arrived here sort of early evening and the winds had really whipped up again, which we were expecting. We've had a bit of a sort of sleepless night again, being buffeted around. But we're going to go off and explore the beach a little bit today. The winds are still here, so I doubt we would be able to speak on the beach. So we'll maybe just show you some footage of that. And there is a time and tide bell down here, which I think is one of 12 around the UK. So we're going to go and have a look at that as well. We've just left Boster Beach on Great Bernera and we're just making our way round to the headland now towards Cliff Beach. We have a really nice day today as it's stopped raining and we've got a bit of blue sky, but we still got wind and it is bitterly cold outside. But we're going to try and make the most of today and pick up things like Reef Beach, Cliff Beach, and make our way down to Uig Beach as well, where there's a chessmen reference. So we're going to try and pack as much as we can in today and see how far down the coastline we can get, because tomorrow we have to head back to Stornoway because the van is booked in for repairs on Wednesday. So normally we don't have any time issues against us, but this time we do, and we want to make the best of this dry weather. But first of all, before we head off, we just need to get some fuel, and I think this is one of the smallest and cutest petrol stations that we've been to.
just spent a couple of hours walking along the beach, which we think is Outer Sands and Ardroyle Beach. The weather for us is being clear, but it's bitterly, bitterly cold outside.
Okay, so we were on our way up to Stornoway, but on the way we've taken a little detour up to a small settlement village called Ed Uig, and it's also the site of the old RAF Ed Uig, and this was a RAF radar station something like 1954 through to 1974, and then it got bought out by the local community. It is a bit abandoned and looks a bit derelict, but it's a good space for watching eagles. Apparently they nest in the cliffs and they've put telescopes on either side, so we're just going to have a walk around the site and have a look and see what it's all about. Anyway, this area is called Gallon Head, and it's apparently the most northwesterly point of the UK, and to the north, seemingly on a clear day, and it's not clear today, you can see the Butt of Lewis, the lighthouse we were at in the previous video, but there's some cliffs across from us here, and that apparently is a bit of a nesting ground for eagles. So we've bought the binos and we'll see what we can see. This is the second rainstorm we've been caught in, and it really is quite driving. It's very, very exposed up in here. Fortunately, there's a lot of these old RAF structures around the place, and we keep diving for cover in them. So we'll let this one pass through and then hopefully get back out and take a look at those cliffs again, see if we can spot any nesting eagles. We've come right out onto the furthest most point that we can, and there's this, found another old stone structure. It's blowing a gale out here, but this is good shelter, so we've just jumped in here. But on the way up, we've just noticed a load of spray blowing back over the cliff, so we're going to nip down and see what that's all about.
So the water's just flowing back up here, and we've just gone down, as you have to, and stand in the spray for a bit as well, get absolutely soaked. But of course the best bit is you've got to put your face into water as well. So yeah, really good.
Good morning. We spent a night in a very functional car park in Stornoway, and that's so we can get to the garage reasonably sharpish this morning and hopefully get the repair done. So we're just getting ourselves sorted, and then we're going to take the van round, drop it off at the garage, and after that we've got a few hours to kill around Stornoway, so we'll see what we can find around here to have a look at. Okay, we've dropped the van off at the garage. No idea how long it'll take, fingers crossed a few hours, but obviously it could be a bigger job and take most of the day. But that's fine, we've got Stornoway to explore, so I've got to go and find Diane now. I dropped her off so she could walk the dogs, and I think she's somewhere down this harbour road, so we'll go and see if we can find her. Right, I can just make her out in the distance with the dogs heading away from me, so I'll have to give her a call. Right, well, it's a bit cold. Should we go and see if we can find somewhere for a coffee first? Well, we've managed to find somewhere that's open at this time. It's bitterly cold outside and we desperately needed a coffee. So, first coffee of the morning. Probably going to be quite a few of those today. Okay, well, we found somewhere nice for coffee and a bit of a warm that was open a bit earlier and dog friendly, which was great. But we're back into the town and we're going to go and take a walk around. Probably head down towards the harbour actually and have a look around there. Okay, so come along the harbour and across the road and, oh, got a car coming, just get into the side. We're going to go up and have a look at Lewes Castle, which is quite a striking site on the opposite side of the harbour in Stornoway. Well, we had hoped to use a bit of our day and go and check out the museum that's in Lewes Castle. Unfortunately, it's during the winter months, it's only open Thursday to Saturday, and today is Wednesday. So once again, our immaculate timing strikes. But, you know, at least it's dry. So we're going to have a walk around the grounds. We can see the harbour again from this side, which looks quite smart. And, yeah. Right, so we spent the past hour or so walking around the grounds of Lewes Castle and up to a hill called Gallows Hill, with great views across Stornoway right over the other side as well, which was pretty cool. So we're a bit hungry now. We're going to go and find somewhere for a bit of lunch. Okay, so we're going to head to a place called the Bay Head Community Hub, and we've used it before for showers and laundry, and they've also got a very good cafe food place there, massive menu, and it's quite reasonably priced as well.
Dog friendly.
And dog friendly as well. So if you're travelling in a van, I'll put the place on the screen for you. Right, let me just bring you up to date on the van. We got a phone call during lunch yesterday to say van was ready. We went over, picked it up, but they haven't done the repair. They just couldn't get the spares over onto the island in time. So it's not a showstopper. We can still drive and we can still carry on as well, but it's just not ideal. But we'll work around it and we're going to get it fixed in about 2 weeks when we get back down to North Ayrshire. Now, it's about 5 o'clock in the morning. It's a very sleepy van at the moment, but we've got an early ferry to catch to get back to the mainland this morning. So I'm just going to get the dogs out, quick leg stretch, and then we're going to head round to the ferry. Anyway, our ferry's getting warmed up behind us, and we've got to drive around there shortly. So we're going to leave this video here. This is the second part of our Isle of Lewis video, and if you haven't seen the first, just have a look back one video and you'll find it there. I hope you've enjoyed it and what we've experienced, and if you want to check out the rest of our Outer Hebrides videos, just keep clicking back, they're all there. Thanks for watching on this. Please give us a like and a subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next video. Take care.